So over the past 15 years, I have lived and farmed in New Zealand and Scotland and Australia, and I studied herbalism in British Columbia, where I opened a farm-to-table cafe on the school property that I was living in. But I also live deeply in the food science research world, between the nutrition studies that I did at university and the past 8 years of doing these food science research calendars where every month I feature a different plant. So today I want to run around my new home in Sweden and see what easy food medicine, plant medicines I can find at the local grocery store. So let's head out on a little adventure today and see what we find.
Nästa, Vasa Victoriagatan. Nästa, Kungsparken.
With the dynamic series of background experiences that I've been lucky enough to have in my life, I've never felt like I had to choose between science and plants. Working on farms, you see directly how plants affect people and how people are able to work in close relationship with the natural world to create their medicine every day. In research, you learn how to measure those processes and relationships. I've learned so thoroughly that these different approaches to understanding plants aren't enemies, they're lenses. And one aspect of life here that I've really been enjoying so far is how much Sweden feels comfortable with that blend. There's just something so particular to going into these stores that are so focused on nutrition and natural earth-based health. You see it in the colors, in the variety. On some human level, you can just feel that you're surrounded by stuff that was made with care. I read a lot of books at herbalism school, but one of my favorite lines that really changed my life, because it's always the little things, right, was this line that said, "The energy that you put into food is the energy that you get out of it." I thought about that one a lot. I thought about it in terms of my personal path where I had been making decadent, long meals for other people. And then when it came to what I was eating quick foods or out of a can of beans or hard-boiled eggs that were cold from the fridge. And then I thought about it in terms of the farms that I had worked at for over a decade around the world, where people who were barely just getting by, but they cared so much about the things they were growing and selling to others and sharing with their family and friends. And how good it felt to eat that food and be in that company. It's one of the reasons that I think bridging the gap between feeling and knowing is just as vital as the research behind it. Okay, so let's see what we found. So red cabbage, one of my favorites consistently. It actually helps heal stomach ulcers, especially red cabbage juice, so you don't want to cook it for too long. It's also nice to kind of maintain the texture, but the way I do it is I cut out the core, thin slice it, stir fry it at high heat with some salt, garlic, and then a little bit of balsamic at the end. Sunflower, magical sunflower. If you have never sat in bed with a huge bag of like soft, juicy medjool dates and dipped them in sunflower or peanut butter, if you're being really decadent, I honestly don't know if you'll ever even need to have a donut again after that. Beets, magical beets. There is so much beet hate in the world that I personally am on a mission to destroy. Beets are so incredible, on top of the fact that they are amazing liver tonics, and in the Chinese medicine realm at least, and just in studying any type of nutrition, you learn how important the liver is. It's as important as the brain in terms of longevity, right? And so any type of food that helps liver health is going to help your vitality. But beets in general, it's just like, you peel them, you chop them, you roast them, you put like garlic or vinegar on them, especially towards the end with some really good sea salt. People just have not had well-cooked beets, and that is, I stand by that. That's the only reason people don't like them. But I'll do a video soon on how to cook them correctly. Okay, now we get to ginger. I got 2 types of ginger because I am addicted. If I have more time, I really like to peel ginger root and make a decoction out of it, which is when you kind of boil a root for longer so that the medicine gets extracted from it, and that's a really cool way to make from scratch chai or golden milk if you're into that. But if I don't have as much time, I'll get the ground version as long as it's well sourced. And this is so good in like any kind of sauce. I love it in chili and curries, just go crazy. And finally, beautiful chamomile. The herbalist that I studied with, who was a wealth of information, and she had every kind of plant medicine at her disposal, and the only thing that she did every single day for her whole life was have a deep cup of chamomile tea, like steeped ton of plant, to the point where it was almost like dark brown cup an hour before bed every night. I just knew everything. She had like a double PhD, and she had such a cool combination of deep science-based research and then also all of this plant medicine knowledge and all of these friends that could like go out in the woods and survive off of what they found. You know, it's just such a cool meeting of worlds, right? I usually go for loose leaf because I don't trust tea bags, you know, the bleached paper and the microplastics and whatever, but we settled for this today because it's what I found. So I'm really excited to make a deep pot of chamomile tea tonight. So yeah, that's what I found. It's really easy. I'm excited to go to a different store tomorrow and see what I find there. But one thing I really love about Sweden is just how casually integrated all of this plant medicine is into daily life, you know, and you see it every time you go out. And I think that that's such a nice thing because it really takes away this stereotype that plant medicine has to be this elitist thing or healthy eating is only for the rich. It's just everywhere. It's so commonplace, and it's honestly what we all deserve. So I'd love to hear, what is your favorite normalized plant medicine that you incorporate into your days?